Hello guys, welcome to my kitchen. We are going to make spaghetti sauce with fresh tomatoes today. So, let's go ahead and look into the book. I already wrote down the recipe for you ahead of time, so we are going to find the main dishes. I decided to put it in that one. So I've done orange chicken and cornmeal battered oven fried fish. If you'd like to check out my other videos, there's the spaghetti sauce with fresh tomatoes right here. So for this recipe, we're going to need 1/4 cup of oil. Got that. 1 onion, chopped. So I'll chop that. Okay, next we need 1 tablespoon of white sugar. We have some sugar. Okay. We also need 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Got that. 4 pounds of fresh tomatoes peeled and chopped. So these are about 4 pounds of tomatoes. And 1 tablespoon of dried basil. Right here. So it'd be really good with fresh basil too. 1 tablespoon of dried parsley. Right here. And 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you how I made it. For my spaghetti sauce, I added some Italian seasoning, a little bit of thyme, and some oregano. Okay. And also crushed red pepper because I love spicy food. And just a little bit of pepper, so you can add anything you want basically. And another thing I did and it turned out really good is, this is just the basic recipe, but I added 2 peppers. I added 2 peppers to the recipe. The same thing I'm going to do for the tomatoes, I did for the peppers, which is to broil them. I'll show you in a minute. And also I added fresh mushrooms to it too. I got 2 of those containers that you get at the store, and I sauteed them with the onion. Okay, and at the end I used my food processor and blended everything together so it was really smooth. You can also use a blender if you choose. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take these tomatoes and chop them in half and take out the stems, and you're going to lay them face down on a foiled pan or any pan, and I'll go ahead and show you that. And we're going to broil them for 12 to 15 minutes until the skins are a little bit blackened, and that you can go ahead and easily peel the skins off, okay? So let's get started. Okay, once you got that done, you're going to cut that little stem part off because it's easier to take out that. And then you're going to cut it down the middle. And you're going to lay it this side down on the cookie sheet. This side down on the cookie sheet. Okay, and you can also do this with peppers. Okay, I'm going to do that with all of them. Put them on the baking sheet and put them in the broiler for 12 to 15 minutes, and I'll be back to show you. Okay, we're now going to chop the onion. An easy way to cut an onion is to turn it on its side, standing up, as you can see, and you're going to cut down like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 this way. Don't go all the way down, okay? Okay, you might get like 6 or 7. Okay, so now that we cut it this way, we are going to turn it 1 over. So now the cuts are now this way. And we are going to do the same thing, okay? Now I don't know if you can see that, but see how they're little cubes? Now we're just going to cut it this way. Oh, see? See, and they break apart into nice diced onions. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish that and I'll be back. Okay, we're all done with that. Now if you're gonna put it in the blender, it really doesn't matter how you cut this, okay? And if you're going to add mushrooms, you can saute the mushrooms with the onions. That's what I did. Okay guys, here's all the tomatoes. They're all cut up. Now I'm going to put them into the broiler for 12 to 15 minutes, and I think this tastes better, in my opinion, than a canned spaghetti sauce. And also it's nice because you can control what goes in it. So yeah, I highly recommend you try this recipe, especially with the peppers and mushrooms. Okay, so let's get this started. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this into the pan, and we are going to cook the onions until they are translucent. Okay, for about 5 minutes. So okay guys, this is what it looks like after you take it out of the oven. You see where it's a little bit black? That's what you want, and there will be some liquid, so be careful that you don't burn yourself. You might have to drain some of it out. Just I let this cool down in the oven for a long time, so, and then you're gonna see how that peels off. Okay. So I'm actually going to put these tomatoes in a bowl, and I'm going to finish this tomorrow because it's late right now. Okay guys, so it's the next day, and I'm going to go ahead and remove all the skins off the tomatoes. So see that? You just want, see how easy that is? So you just get rid of these. And then right here, I'm just going to pull that out like that. Okay. So while you're doing this, or before, or even after, we can start sauteing our onions for about 5 minutes until they're translucent, okay? Okay, I hope you can hear me. This is what it should look like when it's done. You can hear the onions sauteing in the back. Okay, so you should have your tomatoes without the skins. So, I guess you can deseed it too, but I'm not sure how to do that, so, okay. We're gonna do the seasoning, so, it's 1 tablespoon of, 1 tablespoon of basil, tablespoon of dried parsley flakes. 1 tablespoon of sugar. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay. And 1 teaspoon of salt. So, okay. Like I said, you can add more to this if you'd like. I'm going to add some red pepper for a little kick. And add a little bit of pepper for a little kick. Just a little bit. I love black pepper. Added some Italian seasoning, which is pretty much just what I added, right? Okay, I just put a dash of thyme in there. 3, 4, 5. And just a little bit of oregano, which I thought oregano was in spaghetti sauce, but I don't know, I guess I'm wrong. This recipe anyway. Okay, just a little bit of that. I don't know how much I added, probably just like a teaspoon. A teaspoon. Okay. So good. It looks so good. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for the onions to be done, and we are going to add the tomato and our seasoning. You're going to bring this to a boil, and then you're going to simmer it for 1 to 2 hours. Okay, and then I'll be back when that's done, and you can either eat it as is, or you can put it through a blender or a food processor to make it smooth. And I'll probably put it through my processor. Or I could put it through a magic bullet, I don't know. I didn't think about that, but last time I did the food processor. Okay, so we're just gonna let that boil and then simmer. Okay guys, here's the finished product right here. It turned out really good. Okay. It's takes a little time to make this, but it's very worth it. So let's go ahead and try a little bit of the sauce. It's really good. It's definitely worth it to go through that trouble. It's really good, guys. So, thanks for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll talk to you in my next video.